Hi, I'm Gia Fontanos, second year from Section Foxtrot, and I'm going to present the DSLR camera. Digital Single Lens Reflex or DSLR is a camera with interchangeable lenses and a mirror that directs light from the lens to the viewfinder, which enable the user to see exactly what the lens sees, resulting in a more true-to-life image. Lens allow light into the camera and to the sensor, allowing the camera to process the captured image. More basic camera have a permanently fixed lens, but DSLR including removable lens. Zoom ring allow you to modify the image zoom level. Different lenses have a different zoom capabilities, but they all focus on changing the focal length, with a longer focal length responding to a larger zoom. Zoom rings are integrated into a lens unless it is prime lens. Prime lenses have a static focal length but usually offer better image quality at this fixed focal length. Focus ring, it allows you to modify the focal point of your photo when you have selected manual focus mode. The focus ring allows you to move focus between the background of the scene you are photographing. On certain lenses, a distance maker in a window indicates where the lens is currently focused. This will be the sharpest point in your final image. The depth of the focal plane is determined by the aperture. Autofocus and manual focus button. Beside the focus ring, some DSLR cameras includes an autofocus or manual focus switch or button, usually located on the lens. These functions allow you to choose how your camera will focus on the image. With autofocus or AF, selected the camera's autofocus system will automatically use its hardware and software to determine the correct focus. Lens release button. If you want to change the lenses, then all you need to do is press the lens release button, and then you have to rotate the lens so you can remove it from the camera. You only need to press it when you want to unmount the current lens. To mount a new lens, line up the red dots on the end of the lens connector with the red dots on the camera body, then twice clockwise. Aperture allow you to change the image exposure and the size of the focal plane. It does so by modifying the diameter of the lens, allowing either more or less light to reach the image sensor. Many cameras had a fixed aperture lens, but now most of the range of the apertures that you can select, apertures get limited with larger zoom lenses, but they are still useful for taking detailed close-up. Camera body contain the camera sensor and all of the software that handles image creation, plus most of the buttons that you will use day-to-day in your photography. Image sensor is one of the most important part of the DSLR camera as it allows the device to record light. It is located behind the lens and it's a rectangular shape. Viewfinder, as it is part of the camera you look through when you are composing your shot. It based on the camera with some model using an LCD screen as a viewfinder and other having an optical system. Shutter release button allow you to take a pictures. Once you press the shutter release button, it will send a signal to the shutter which will open and close depending on the shutter speed you set. Light goes through on your sensor and the image will be lightly processed and recorded directly into the device memory card. Screen. The LCD screen can be fixed to the specific place within the camera body, or it can be flipped out screen. You can use it to see all the image or video that are stored in the camera memory card and use it for live view photo. Mode dial allow you to set the camera based on the shooting mode of your preference, such as shutter priority or aperture priority. There are also program and manual models. PSAM. P. Program mode is essentially fully automatic where you don't have to select aperture or shutter speed yourself. S. Shutter priority require you to select the shutter speed but everything else is handled by the camera. A. Aperture priority has the camera dealing with everything except aperture which you must manually select. And lastly, M. Manual mode is where you select both the aperture and shutter speed. Exposure compensation button. By default, the camera will attempt to create an image with balanced exposure, but you may want to change this. The button function is to change the lighting settings of the image, making it darker or brighter. Autofocus or auto exposure lock button. Some camera have an autofocus or auto exposure lock button, AEAF lock, which as the name suggests will lock the settings for focus and exposure that the camera has chosen when you press the button. Playback button. Access the different pieces of the media you have captured with your camera, be it videos or pictures. You can also see images that were not taken by your camera if they exist within your memory card. Memory card slot, an essential part of the most digital camera. It allows you to add your own memory card to store the captured pieces of media to then transfer the external drive to your computer. Diopter or diopter adjustment is tiny dial that you can use to enhance the visible of the image in the viewfinder. It is more common on Canon and Nikon camera. If you have any condition that affect your vision, such that you are wear glasses, the diopter can be essential resources for capturing the image you can desire, as it allows you to focus the image within the viewfinder.